Konnichiwa everybody, welcome back. More pickups, just what you wanted. More TAT has been added. Now I've got to say that some of this is from quite some time ago. I still haven't caught up with pickups, been so busy lately, I haven't had time doing anything really, I haven't played any games at all. Just one thing and another. Got family members with health problems and you know, there's a lot going on at the moment. But anyway, one day hopefully we'll be able to get to play some of this stuff. So yeah, this has been going back quite some time, some of this stuff. Some of this was bought before I bought the gold I've shown in previous episodes. So I'm just going to try and rush through this really. I doubt I'm going to have time to put footage up for most of it. I'll try and do it if I can for the odd one, but probably not going to have time for most, unfortunately. So apologies for that, but I'm sure you've seen most of it before. We've got a vast array of different things here really, lots of different systems, and there is some more priceless gold coming. Might be not the next pickups video, I don't know, next one or the one after there'll be quite a bit more gold. However, this is some reasonable stuff. Unless you tell me different, you may think it's utter shite, but each man to his own. No order. Since I got my Amiga working a few months ago now, I think, by the wonderful Retro Repair Bear, who will be at the upcoming Black Country Games Fair, the second one. So if you need anything repaired, get yourself down to the Black Country Games Fair on the 17th of September. It's only less than a fortnight now. And I'm sure Claire can sort you out with anything you need repairing or modding or upgrading. So yeah, I had my Amiga fixed by Claire, and that then prompted me to buy a few Amiga games. Sort of, because I don't really play on the Amiga much. I didn't have it for very long back in the day, but I've got a lot of nostalgia for the few games I did have. And I already had most of the ones I had back in the day, and once I got it fixed I thought I'm going to get the other ones that I've got nostalgia for. And also the ones, I'd sell my CD32 initially because I'd got the Amiga, I didn't need both, I didn't play on either of them greatly. So I went with the 600 because the CD32 was worth more, because I needed cash to buy all this other crap I've bought. And then of course the 600 broke, so I've set about replacing the stuff I'd got on the CD32 wherever possible. So the first one of those is F1 Challenge. This is a fairly basic Formula 1 arcade racer, much like Continental Circus actually. But really, it's a decent game. This is, you know, think like Super Monaco GP, kind of on the Amiga. Really quite good. It's obviously a budget Team 17 release. I'd imagine that was a tenner back in the day, maybe, possibly. I can't remember really. Then these next two, well, this next one is just for you, Dave. I bought this with you in mind. And it's Fast Food Dizzy. Yes. Looking to get the Dizzy full set on the Amiga. And this was one of the few I hadn't got, so had to pick it up. Don't really like these plastic boxes with this crap down the side. You know, there's only 3 of these I think, which is a shame. But this is actually a decent little game. It's just like a Pac-Man style game really, with the Dizzy license tagged onto it, but really good. And then another similar one like that, I've picked up CJ's Elephant Antics. I remember having this back on the 64 back in the day, and I thought it was a great game on the 64. So I thought I'll buy the Amiga version, it must be a bit better. And again, it's still a cracking little game, but I don't know if there's a slight fault on this because I'm getting like a weird interference on the sound. So I don't know if the disc is 100%, but I did buy another one and that was the same, so I don't know. Anyway, it's good to have it. CJ's Elephant Antics, cracking little platformer. This next one I never had on the Amiga before, but I used to have this, well, I've still got it actually, on the Spectrum. I used to love it on the Spectrum. So I didn't even know it was on the Amiga. I thought, when I saw it, got to try it, it must be better. So I've picked up Grand National by Elite. Nice cardboard box, in fairly good nick. There's a bit of damage down the bottom here, but not too bad. And yeah, this is just like the Spectrum version, only in like full colour graphics, where you sort of bet on the race and then you control one of the horses to try and win the Grand National. Overhead view, as you can see. Really, really good game. Who knew it was on the Amiga? Chuffed to have that. Then I picked up two games I had back in the day, and for whatever reason I'd never re-bought them when I bought an Amiga back, whatever, 10, 20, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago. So when I got it fixed, I thought, right, I've got to pick up these, that two classics. Only cheap games. Sensible Soccer. You've got to have Sensible Soccer on the Amiga, haven't you? And I'm not a big sports game fan, but I did like Sensible Soccer back in the day. And you seem to be either in the kick-off camp or the Sensible Soccer camp. I was firmly in the Sensible Soccer camp. What a great game. And I was surprised when I put it on after buying it. It still plays really well, to be honest. It's still a great game of football. Far better than any of this FIFA shite, in my opinion. That can all go to landfill. Quality. Then the last Amiga game I picked up was Jimmy White's Whirlwind Snooker. This was one of the reasons I bought the Amiga back in the day. The graphics on this were just stunning. You know, fully sort of 3D realistic snooker it felt at the time. I wasn't expecting this to have aged particularly well, and it probably hasn't, but it was only really cheap. I got this off Retro Games actually. I'd ordered something else and this was like £2 or something, so I just tagged it onto the order. I mean, it's not a minter by any stretch of the imagination, but it scratched the itch in just being able to sort of play it again. Unfortunately, I did load it up, but I couldn't find my mouse, so I haven't actually played it. But graphically, it was as I remembered it, and you know, I'll have a nostalgic frame on there at some point. Right. Next up, I think we'll go Famicom. Got 3 Famicom games today. All cart only, as you know. I only collect cart only in general because I love the coloured cartridges. These 3 are quite boring colours if I'm honest, but nevertheless. First one I picked up was F1 Race. Now this again is really, really good. A very basic sort of Formula 1 racing game. Think World Grand Prix on the Master System. You know, a hang-on style looking game. It was obviously, they ported this to the Game Boy. F1 Race with a 4-player adapter. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think it came out on the Nintendo in PAL territories. I think it's a Jap-only game, but I could well be wrong there. But nevertheless, dirt cheap game, really, really good. Unfortunately, a dull grey cartridge. Then the next one I picked up, I think these were off eBay. It's been that long, I can't remember. The next one I picked up was Balloon Fight. Now I really like this game. It's your classic sort of 80s platform game, I suppose. Really, really good fun. I mean, this obviously came out in other territories. Not like a creamy cartridge, this one. It may have been white once, possibly. But yeah, Balloon Fight. Cracking little game, I've got to say. I think that was on the Game Boy. I seem to remember it well. Anyway, really good. Really pleased with that one. Then the last Famicom game I picked up. Now this kind of came about. I picked up something on the Famicom. Can't remember what it was. It was a Sega game on the Famicom. And this brought about me having a conversation with Craig about it to be a nice little subset to get the Sega releases for the Famicom, because there aren't many. I think there's 6. So I started looking at getting all the Sega releases on the Famicom. And this one is quite difficult to come by, at least it is in this country. And when you see it, it seems to be quite expensive. I ended up buying this one in a bundle. In fact, I think it might have come in the same bundle as that balloon fight and F1 race. So it was a winner-winner, chicken dinner moment. Anyway, we've got Space Harrier on the Famicom. Black cartridge, as you can see. I was expecting this to be terrible, to be honest. But it's really not too bad. I will try and put some footage up of this if I can, so you can see it running. But yeah, it surprised me. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nowhere near the arcade, but I was expecting a turd, and it wasn't. It was reasonable. Like I say, I would like to try and get all those Sega Famicom games. I think I've got 3 of the 6, if I remember right. Yeah, I think I have. I still need Alien Syndrome. That's quite difficult to get. Currently non-listed on eBay, except in Japan. So I think that's going to be the most tricky. And then there's also Fantasy Zone 2 and Afterburner I need as well. So one for later. It's on the list. Right, we've got a DS game. Very rare I buy a handheld game. I've sold most of my handheld collection to pay for all this other TAS I've bought. I've only kept a 3DS, so I can only buy 3DS or DS now. And I just stumbled across this, wasn't looking for it, and we've got curling on the DS. Now you can see it's Japanese. I think it's a Japanese exclusive. I've got to say, this is bloody excellent. Absolutely love this game. I mean, it's curling. So if you don't like curling or maybe bowling, you're not going to like it. But if you do like curling, this is brilliant. It's just basically firing the target, firing the stones at the target, trying to get them as close to the bullseye as you can. Simple but excellent fun. It is complete. The game's in the machine. Absolute quality. Honestly, if I'd recommend that wholeheartedly. Right, what we got next? We've got a we'll leave the Super Famicom game. We've got a Master System game. We'll show that next. Now this came about thanks to James at the Game Zone Bird Room, and he mentioned it to me for some reason. I can't remember now why, but I thought I'd got all the shooters on the Master System except the 2 Power Strike games, which I would really love, but they're just crazy expensive. I can't part with the money to buy them. However, it turned out I was missing this one, and James sent me the link. It was a good price, and so I bought it. Really nice condition. Got the hang tab, as you can see, complete in the box. Bit of a tear in the manual, but not bad. I'd never played this. Really quite good, this. Really quite a good game on the Master System. Again, for the money, I'd say this is a definite winner. You know, it's only around 10-15 quid at the most. Really good game. You can't really go wrong with Space Invaders in general, can you? Right, we've got, I'll tell you, we'll do the Super Famicom now. Again, I wasn't looking for this. However, as I've said in the past, I'm collecting mainly, well, I've always collected cart only when it comes to Nintendo on the Famicom, Super Famicom. Purely down to the cost. You know, I'd love the boxes, but cost means it's a no-go area for me. However, I've been having a bit of a sort of rearrangement, and I've been moving stuff around and making a few adaptations in the room, making a bit more space. And I've decided I want to try and buy a few, not many, a few Super Famicom boxed titles, just to have a nice small collection of boxed Super Famicom loveliness. And I started looking, and I just came across this, and I thought, that's one I'd quite like, and it was cheap. I think it was a tenner, and I bought Fatal Fury. It's not in the greatest condition. Again, I'm not these, you know, I'd like to try and maybe get, I don't know, 20, maybe 25 games. I'm not going to look for absolute minters, just as long as they're reasonably tidy. Put them in a box protector, I'm happy. It is complete. But yeah, it's one of my favourite games on the Neo Geo, and I just thought, I've got the Mega Drive version, it'd have been nice to add the Super Famicom version as well. And going back to my game artwork video, the Super Famicom stuff and the Mega Drive stuff, for me, possibly with the N64 Japanese, are just the best boxes going in general, I think. And so I'm now on a bit of a quest to be adding to my Super Famicom CIB collection, because at the moment it probably stands at, I don't know, probably 10 to 15 games I've got complete, and all my Super NES stuff I've got complete is from what I've had, you know, from back in the day, from when it was new basically, or what I bought, you know, second hand when the SNES was current. I've kept that all to this day. That's the only box stuff I've got. So like I said, I'm ideally hoping to get maybe a collection of 25 to 30 games, but we'll see where it takes us. Right, next up we'll go absolutely to the other end of the spectrum. We'll go modern. Picked up one modern game here, and we've picked up Cuphead. As you can see, it's the Japanese Super Deluxe Edition for the Switch. I'm very late to the party with this. I never downloaded it. I always wanted a physical version, and then I didn't buy it when it came out. And then I've seen a few people pick this up, like Dylan, and I think Eddie picked it up, and look, that's the version to go for. Lots of cool stuff with it, a lot more tat that you get with the PAL version. So it was a no-brainer. Comes with like an art book and stickers and lots of nonsense. So chuffed to finally add that, and I've got to say, what an amazing game. It's brilliant. I'm never going to complete it because I haven't got the skills, but it's a stunning game. I just love the art style of it. It's magnificent. Play is brilliant, sort of run and gun or shooting levels, just brilliant. Even if you're put off by the difficulty, I'd say try it because it looks sensational. Right, nearly at the end. We've got Xbox, original Xbox, and it's not tat, in my opinion. So I've picked up, it's a Japanese Xbox title, and we've got Shikigami no Shiro. There's 3 of these, and they've just released it on the Switch, sort of a re-release of number 2, I think it is, which I've not bought. I just want the originals, really. I've missed out on the 360 one, the third one, in the past. So I saw this one and it was quite cheap on eBay, and I thought, well, I'll buy that, and then hopefully at some point I'll sort of come across the second and third one at some point. It is nice and complete. I don't think it's the greatest shooter in the world, but it's nice to have. I do like, there's like a chrome sort of effect on the sleeve on that one. It is a nice box. So yeah, that's Shikigami no Shiro. You can also get it on the Dreamcast and the PlayStation 2 as well. It's even come out on the PAL PlayStation 2, but it's got crazy names. You can't get your head around what they do with the names on the PAL PS2 with that. Right, we've got, where should we go next? Actually, we'll stick with the Xbox. We're going 360 now. And I wasn't looking for these either, really. I was just, because primarily I only bought my modified 360 to play the shooters. However, there are some Japanese exclusive fighting games you can get for the 360. And so, we've bought, what's this one called? Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, it's this one. Dylan just bought it as well. I bought it around the same time as Dylan because we'd had a bit of a conversation on WhatsApp about this game. He got a good deal, and I found I think I bought it slightly after Dylan or something. Really good game. What the hell was it called? I had it written down. Hang on. It's called Golden Fantasia X. One-on-one fighter. I've no idea if it's out on any other system, but really quite good. I was impressed with it. I really enjoyed that. Like I say, I haven't had time to play it greatly, but really good game. And then around the same time, I think I might have bought this possibly a bit earlier. I've also picked up Phantom Breaker. Now this is like the larger sort of special edition box version. Not in the best of condition. It's not terrible, but it's not awful. I think you get, what do you get with this? Oh yeah, you get a soundtrack CD, which is still sealed actually, and you get kind of some art cards and the game obviously. But I had a bit of luck with this because I got this for nothing, because I can't remember the exact circumstances now, but I bought it off eBay, and oh that's right, I bought it off eBay and the guy sent me the wrong game, and before it even arrived he sent me a message saying, I'm sorry, I've sent you the wrong game. As soon as it comes, can you send it me back and I'll send you the right game. I thought, a bit of a nightmare, but yeah, fine, no problem. Sent it straight back. He then sent me this, but for some reason, because of his mistake, eBay said this came from him. I'm just like I was sent this information. He told me eBay, because he made a mistake, eBay refunded me, but then somehow he got his money back as well. So I don't know how it worked, but by some strange set of circumstances, by an eBay returns rule or something, I got my money back, he got his money back, I got the game for nothing. Winner, winner. Again, this is really quite good. Another good one-on-one fighter. So they were two awesome finds right at the same time. So, you know, couldn't believe me luck there, really. I just don't understand how it came about. I ended up with it for nothing, but I'm not complaining. Right, we've got two left, and they're both on the PS2. This is quite some time ago I picked this up. It's got to be a couple of months now. And I picked up Melty Blood, again Japanese PS2, and it's another one-on-one sort of 2D style fighter. It is complete. I've only played this once, but it wasn't as good as I was expecting. I think there's another one of these actually. This is Act Cadenza. I'm sure there's another Melty Blood. So I don't know if that one's any better. I didn't think it was terrible, but I don't know. I think when you compare it to the other Arc system games like the Blast Blues and other stuff like that, I don't know. I just didn't like this one as much. It was kind of mediocre, I felt, but I don't know. Is the other one any better? Can anybody tell me? Right, the last game. Again, this is from some time ago. And I'd looked at this before, and it can go quite pricey, this one. I think this was listed as a buy it now, and I sent an offer from memory. You know, you just send a crazy low offer. I think they're never going to accept it, but I got a feeling in this instance they did, and I got this for quite a bit under what it normally sells for. And we got Galuda, again Japanese PS2, sort of classic vertical shooter. I mean, again, just look at the artwork on the box, man. Oh, it's just a stunner, and it kind of continues on the back as well, really. And this one just comes with 2 discs. I presume the one's like a yeah, I presume the one's like a run through of the game, like, you know, some master playing it. What's the name of that? There's a name for them discs. It escapes me at the moment. But yeah, a classic vertical shooter. Again, there is a sequel to this on the 360. So I was chuffed to get the original on the PS2. I'm terrible. I'm not very good at normal shooters, but I'm terrible at these bullet hell style shooters. I don't know if I'll ever get any good, but it's nice to try at least. So that's it. That was Galuda. Chuffed to add that one to the collection. And that's the end of today's episode. Let me know what you thought about any of that lot. Like I say, there is more gold incoming, and hopefully you'll find some of that interesting. But let me know anyway. It'd be great to hear from you in the comments, and see you soon, all being well. Sayonara.